Fortnite has an update. I wonder if they brought back the shockwave hammer again. That's alright. Surely Winterstad will find something.
Seaweed. 50% sea, 50% weed.
Well, shit. While the main focus of this video is going to be my experience with Amazon Luna and Fortnite, I have to say it first, this is the end of Windows for me. That's right, this video is also partially a Linux part 2. Yippee! And this time, I'm showing my actual system. No more using Ubuntu, as I'm sure some of you Linux elitists who watched my first guide stopped as soon as you saw the Ubuntu setup screen. I'm also trying to not make this another 45-minute escapade, so let's get right into it. I can't wait to play my favorite game, Fortnite, on Windows PC. Huh? The heck is this? Dear Stupid, need more storage for Brain Rot Tycoon number 6767 and another Disney IP collab. Sucks to suck. Love, Epic Games. Back when I had made part 1 of the Linux dual booting guide, I knew that I would be keeping Windows around for the foreseeable future. Simply put, I play Fortnite every day. It's still a fun game, despite its flaws. At the time, I thought splitting my 500GB hard drive in half would be enough. At one point, when a recent Windows update had overwrote my bootloader to only boot Windows, I had responded by buying a separate SSD to separate the two, like arguing children. I never got around to doing that, and the recent explosion in SSD prices thanks to some con-mad idiot made me reconsider. I'd just deal with it, I told myself. Surely Fortnite and Windows would stay under the 250GB limit, right? Sadly, like most other live service multiplayer games, it suffers the Pharaoh's curse of needing several hundred gigabytes just to store the trillions of cosmetics that print them money. So, what could a guy like me do? I knew of cloud streaming option being a thing, but I had no idea what to look for, so I shopped around for all the different options. I first looked into xCloud from Microsoft. After all, if everything is an Xbox, surely a web browser could be, right? Nope. At least not a Linux one. Plus, you need a subscription to Game Pass, which I wasn't about to do. I'm trying to get something for free here, or at the very least, no money out of pocket. Next up was GeForce Now. This option fares a bit better, and it at least has a free tier this time, even if you are limited to an hour. I guess we can keep this one in the back pocket. At this point, I remember genuinely just searching Google for other options. Surely there was something that could be cobbled together at the last minute into a working system. And then I had found it. The perfect answer lies in everyone's favorite corporate overlord, Amazon. Amazon Luna was started as a competitor to other streaming services for games like xCloud and GeForce Now, and even Google Stadia. But how will it compare to running it directly? Can I still crank 90s and hit them with the Macarena like I always do? The setup for this was surprisingly easy. I already have Amazon Prime, as do most people, so I already have Luna Basic, which includes Fortnite. It also has a couple of other games that I'm really curious to see how they run, and other random ones like Courtroom Chaos starring Snoop Dogg. I really wish I was making this one up.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
Apart from that, and a quick count link up with your Epic Games account, Fortnite runs through the Chrome browser, which works out nicely for me in a way. I really only use Firefox for web browsing, so it's nothing for me to install Chrome and do some really fun shortcut edits to make it a launcher for Fortnite itself. Take that, Tim Sweeney. You can run Fortnite on this thing. Rather than me going into specifics and metrics and going on and on and on about it, I'd rather let you all be the judge. All of the Fortnite gameplay you're watching with this video is captured from the cloud. That, and the fact my system couldn't update at the start of the video, is not a bit. I literally can no longer run Fortnite on Windows, even if I wanted to. What I will tell you, as a disclaimer, is that since it is the cloud, there is a quarter of a second delay and some odd graphical hiccups that are obvious when you first start playing. The delay you're easily able to adjust to, or at least I did, and who really cares about graphics in Fortnite anyway? They fired 1,000 people to give more money to Brain Rot, so clearly they don't care about the quality of their own product either. After a solid month of playing the game through the cloud, I don't feel any difference anymore. And I no longer have to wait for my game to update, like at all. It's just instantly there. This isn't even me glazing cloud gaming, it's just really convenient for a game that constantly has to update, and these updates take 20 minutes every time. That is if you have the storage space available from the get-go. While it doesn't feel great that I'm now bound to Jeff Bezos and I'm subject to his will, at the very least, I no longer have to deal with the constant Fortnite updates and Windows and shitification, which, in a way, makes me sad. Windows 3.1 was my first OS I ever interacted with, and I was faithful to Microsoft for many years. It's thanks to them I have a career in IT, and why I know as much as I do about computers. It's such a shame witnessing this fall from grace, or, to put it in a better way, the mask falling away and us getting to see the fact Windows no longer cares. I know a lot of my problems that this whole process solved were more on Fortnite's end, and I could have easily given Windows more space. But why? Why run an entire OS just for one program? It's beyond silly. I also know that Microsoft is allegedly making strides to make Windows 11 better, but it's both too little too late, and I really just don't care anymore. I want something that works from the start and continues to work. I don't like how modern Windows starts off struggling to take off the runway until years later when it then just becomes okay. With Linux, sure, there will be some tinkering, but if you look me straight in the face and tell me you didn't have to do any kind of customization to Windows, I'd think you're crazy. Default Windows is still garbage no matter who you are. So seeing as how that last bastion that kept Windows around for me has fallen, it's time I did the honors and gave it the send-off it deserves.
Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rage at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. O wise men at their end know dark is right, because their words had forked no lightning. They do not go gentle into that good night. Good men, the last wave die, crying, how bright their frail deeds might have danced in a green day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Wild men who caught and sang the song in flight, and learned, too late, they grieved it on its way. Do not go gentle into that good night. Great men, near death, who see with blinding sight, blind eyes could blaze like meteors and be gay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. And you, my father, they're on the sad height. Curse, bless me now with your fierce tears, I pray. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light.